What's up, guys? Welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you a Final Fantasy XIV video on the new fight, Nidhogg Extreme. Now, this video is just gonna be one whole fight non-stop, and I will just comment as we go. So the first thing I will say is I do use perfect balance at the start of the fight, only because later on in the different big phase changes, I know that perfect balance will be up. I also use um, tornado kick as well before blood for blood drops out. Is the only reason because there is no way to save Grease Lightning. I did the last hit and it's as you can see, but it still will drop later on. The sort of the phase change, I guess you could say, just takes too long and you won't be able to save Grease Lightning. Of course, remember to use form shift so you can be in curl form ready for your demolish when Nidhogg drops down. Now the next few, I guess, rotation is just gonna be your normal rotation, just normally DPSing down, and we'll fast forward to the next phase, which is the add phase. Here we are with the add phase. Now, with the add phase, of course, you will be able to save your grease lightning then, and of course, just normally DPS down the first ad that your group has decided to kill. Now, I do have to mention a couple of things here, which is you can elect to save your elixir field and make sure you can hit at least two of the dragons, which is very much possible. You can also save shoulder tackle if you elect to save it so you can go to the next ad which you need to kill, which is just across the room. As you can see, I did use elixir field here, and of course you can elect to save howling fist as well. You can hit at least two of the dragons if they are close enough to each other. Now once you kill the two other dragons and just DPSing down the last one. Remember to use Tornado Kick because we are going to another phase change. Now, this is the reason why I used Perfect Balance earlier, so my Perfect Balance will be up just in time for this phase change. Remember to build up your chakra and form shift to curl form so you're ready for that demolish at the start of the fight again. So we're finally in the Dragoon form. I'll slow down the video because there's a couple of things I'd like to say. Of course, use your perfect balance and do your normal rotation as much as you can. Now, two things can happen once you've built up your Grease Lightning is you get the big AoE marker or you don't. If you don't get the big AoE marker, which happens in this video, continue to DPS down the boss. If you do get the big marker, go on one side and make sure you've used up your built up chakra to use your forbidden chakra and then form shift as you go back to the boss or as you dodge. Don't worry, you will have enough time to save your grease lightning. Now remember, because you've used perfect balance here, that you pretty much won't be on any form. So you have to press form shift 3 times to go to the 3 different forms. Usually we just form shift twice and we'll be in curl form, but that's because usually we are in the middle of a combo, but this time we have just finished hitting the last snap punch to get our Grease Lightning 3 up and perfect balance falls off. So you will have to go to Oppo Oppo form, Raptor form, and then Curl form so that you can save Grease Lightning. If you decide to just build up your chakra to 5, then you won't have enough time to save your Grease Lightning. And that's it for that phase. And now we are going to the fangs and claws. Now, I would preferably, want to become blue in this particular fight. As you can see, I believe I did lose Grease Lightning here because of all the different mechanics I have to do. But it is very much possible to save Grease Lightning, of course. The only reason is I had to go to one way and then someone was already there, then move back, and of course, lost Grease Lightning that way, which is not a big deal because our DPS is quite good. But of course, I would prefer to be blue and just stay on the nail. And then if you get the big marker, of course, you move out of the way for everyone else to continue DPSing that down. Now, the other thing I have to mention is if your tank wants to help with the DPS, they can move the boss a little bit closer to the blue tower. This way, you will be able to use Elixir Field and Howling Fist as you can hit both of the boss and the tower at the same time. This is why I do prefer to be on the blue and of course just move out when you have the big marker. But if you are in red, and with Tether with the red line, it's fine. You can save Grease Lightning. It's just a little bit of DPS loss. And remember, if you are going to an orb that's further away because someone else is in the closer one, which really shouldn't really be happening, remember to charge up your chakra and form shift as you go. If your DPS is quite good, then Nidhogg will use Alamorn twice before he will fly up in the sky and change to the different phase again. So here he will use Alamorn again, and of course you get ready to use your Tornado Kick. Now he will use that big cross slash and he will jump off. I think I fat fingered here and used a mantra instead or something like that. So I did miss out using my tornado kick. But that's a good way to know when you need to use your tornado kick. So in this phase, you can go to Fist of Earth, charge up your chakra, form shift as you go, of course, so you'll be ready to use your demolish, and he will use Alamorn again, and this time he will use a cross slash, and then he will do um, two normal auto attacks, and then he will fly off again. So once you see Alamorn and then he uses his cross slash, he will do two normal auto attacks, and this time use Tornado Kick before he uses the second auto attack so you can hit him with that. Now we'll go to the final phase, and of course, you charge up your chakra and make sure you form shift to curl form so you're ready to use that demolish again. And as you can see, perfect balance is up, so we should be able to build our grease lightning faster. Now, in this phase for the Ankmorn, I guess you can say you can basically not stack with the group. Now, with my group, they prefer that I do stack up. But if you don't have to, then you can hit your positionals. And of course, you do the mechanics as well and make sure you don't screw up the mechanics just for your DPS because dead DPS is nothing. So in this particular phase where you get the markers, you can stick to Nidhogg if the main tank is going to your direction. So Nidhogg's big, so you can actually use max melee range, so you would avoid the fireballs, AoE, and of course continue DPSing down. And then of course in the next setup for the fireballs, you can hit your positionals here, and then you just have to repeat everything and make sure that you have enough TP in the earlier phase where he does all this jumping with the towers. You can use purification there as well, but it's very unnecessary if you've been using your invigorate. You can just use forbidden chakra all the time, and I think that's it for the rest of the fight. It's just gonna be a repeat of everything else, and use Tornado Kick before you kill Nidhogg. And I think that's it for this video. Hopefully it helps you guys out. Please leave a comment below if you have any suggestions or if you think I've missed something that will help the monk community get better DPS overall for this fight. Now, Before I go, I do have to mention that I'm really sorry for the delay on the video for the last boss on A6 Savage. Just I have been on night shift and I did miss out a few days of raiding because of that and because of certain things as well. We did have quite a few raid members changes again. So for me, it's just a small delay after a small delay. But hopefully this time we have a core group and keep going at it. We are on the final phase of the A6 Savage boss. Um, and hopefully I can get the video out as soon as I can. I just have no luck with raid groups most of the time, so please forgive me for that. And this is Munchkins logging off. Happy gaming, guys.